Okay, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to lecture 6 of natural language processing. So today we will continue with our discussion on regular expressions, actually not regular expressions, on edit distance. And then after that, we'll start talking about language modeling, and we'll be starting with the basic idea and the idea of probabilistic language modeling. So that is the agenda for today. Uh, So if you have any questions from the previous lectures or any other comments, you can ask right now. Otherwise, we can start with the session. All right, so if there are no questions, we can get started. So I think I'll start quickly with the slides, and then basically we will discuss the algorithm, minimum added distance algorithm. Just a second. इसका focus को नहीं हो रहा. All right. All right, so in the last lecture, we had started talking about edit distance and more specifically minimum edit distance. So the minimum edit distance is a way of estimating or computing the similarity between two strings. And this is done by finding the minimum number of edits that are required from one string to move from one string or transform one string to the other string. So since there is a notion of minimum distance, so it is an optimization. And last time we did mention that if we do not do an optimization, the search might be too expensive for large strings. So we do need an optimization approach, and the approach that we follow is using dynamic programming. Actually, slide बड़ी slow move होती हैं. Just give me a second. Okay, so in this figure, basically is an illustration of the minimum edit distance between two strings. One is intention and the other is execution. And you notice that we have also aligned those two strings. And that is one of the you can say, requirements for finding the minimum edit distance. So you notice that the I of the first has been deleted. So there is no corresponding character in the second string. And then N and E is a substitution. And then T and X is a substitution. Then there is E and E. So there is no change there. So there is no cost associated with that. And then we have C, we have execution. So C and then N, that's also a substitution. And then you have a U. So U is actually an insertion in the second string. There is no corresponding character in the first string. And then, of course, T, I, O, N, they overlap. So there is no change in those characters. And of course, there is no cost. So the total cost, of course, is then the sum of all these costs that we have. One is deletion, then we have a number of substitutions, and then an insertion. So minimum edit distance is the sum of all these costs.
अलाइनमेंट के साथ कोई कॉस्ट एसोसिएटेड होती है?
फिर से जरा बोले, लेट मी इंक्रीज माय वॉल्यूम, आपकी आवाज पूरी नहीं आई जी।
मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ कि इसकी जो अलाइनमेंट हमने की है, इस अलाइनमेंट के साथ कोई कॉस्ट एसोसिएटेड होती है?
नो, अलाइनमेंट के साथ कोई कॉस्ट नहीं होती। अलाइनमेंट इज, यू कैन से, ए बाय प्रोडक्ट ऑफ फाइंडिंग द मिनिमम एडिट डिस्टेंस। सो इफ यू वांट टू फाइंड द मिनिमम, यू विल हैव टू डू एन अलाइनमेंट, अदरवाइज वो मिनिमम नहीं निकलेगा। ठीक है? So there is no cost associated with it. It is computed as part of the minimum edit distance computation. So of course, there are alignment problems, and minimum edit distance problem has applications in computational biology as well. कहीं से बैकग्राउंड नॉइज आ रही है, काइंडली म्यूट कर दें। सो कंप्यूटेशनल बायोलॉजी में भी, फॉर एग्जांपल, डीएनए स्ट्रिंग्स हैं या प्रोटीन स्ट्रिंग्स हैं, उनकी अलाइनमेंट भी करने की ज़रूरत होती है। तो दैट्स अनदर एप्लीकेशन ऑफ मिनिमम एडिट डिस्टेंस। So what are some of the other uses? We remember we mentioned one use last time, which is spell correction. So given a, let's say, misspelled word, we want to find the set of words that are most likely to be the correct words for that misspelled word. So how do you determine that set of words? You use a similarity measure like the minimum edit distance. So other uses, some of the other uses I mentioned in this slide, especially in NLP. So we want to evaluate the result of machine translation, as well as speech recognition, as well as language generation, as well as summarization. Wherever you want to match strings, strings of course could be whole passages, full sentences, and so on. And the degree of match between those sentences is a measure of performance. So although pure string matching may not give you entirely good results for many applications, but is usually a starting point. ठीक है? वो हम देखेंगे कि there are other measures that kind of combine semantics as well. String की जब हम बात करते हैं, that is purely syntactic. So named entity extraction, again, obviously, you need similarity. If there's an acronym, you need to match those acronyms as close as possible. So wherever you need to do some kind of matching, but maybe that matching is not exact, then you need a similarity measure. So basically, how do you find the minimum edit distance? We already mentioned this last time. We want to find the minimum number of edits that would take us from the search source string, which let's say is X, to the target string, which is Y. And the possible number of edits are insertion, deletion, insertion, and substitution. Usually, for most practical applications, insertion has a cost of 1, deletion has a cost of 1, substitution has 2 cost. And this particular case of minimum added distance is also called a Levenshtein distance. So for example, why is substitution a cost of 2?
Sir, one deletion and one insertion.
Yes, exactly. So insertion has a cost of 1, deletion has a cost of 1. So substitution can be considered as के source में वो delete कर दिया और target में एक add कर दिया. ठीक है ना? So you can think of both operations being done for a substitution. ठीक है? So that's why the most common cause for substitution is 2. And later on, we will discuss that you can use other cost values for these operations as well. So we have already covered this. I'll go over this slide. So we also did this, but just to reiterate, let's say you have two strings. One is X, the other is Y. X has a length of N, Y has a length of M. In general, N may not be equal to M. And the string X, from start to some value N is determined by X bracket 1 to N. And if you're talking about a particular character in that string, then X bracket that particular value. If you're talking about fifth character, then X bracket 5. Okay? And so basically, so we define a matrix Dij, and this matrix, as we will see later on, has a length of n plus 1 and m plus 1. But in this matrix, we keep the minimum added distance for the two strings x and y for the lengths I and j. And of course, from this matrix, the value of the cell d n m would be the minimum added distance for the entire string x and the entire string y. ठीक है?
Excuse me, sir. Sir?
जी.
सर ये डिलीट ऑपरेशन जो है वो बेसिकली पोजीशन डिलीट कर रहा है या करेक्टर डिलीट कर रहा है?
पोजीशन डिलीट कर रहा है या करेक्टर डिलीट कर रहा है? इट इज डिलीट द करेक्टर. पोजीशन का क्या मतलब है?
सर आई मीन कि जब वो पोजीशन डिलीट करेगा तो वो शिफ्ट कर देगा आगे वाली बैकवर्ड में.
हाँ, उस तरह आपने देखना है तो फिर आप इसको इस तरह देखें कि जो सोर्स में जो करेक्टर है वो करेक्टर डिलीट हो रहा है. ठीक है ना? सो अलाइनमेंट पर्सपेक्टिव से देखा जाए तो वो जो टारगेट में वहां स्पेस आ जाएगी. इफ यू टॉक अबाउट इंसर्शन, तो इंसर्शन टारगेट में आ रही है, सोर्स में वहां स्पेस होगी.
ओके ओके सर.
So this is the algorithm that is used. Very simple algorithm. We talked about dynamic programming last time. So dynamic programming is a general approach for solving optimization / search problems in which there is some structure to the problem such that solutions to the smaller problems can be used to find the solution for the bigger problems. And in our particular case, the smaller problems are strings of smaller lengths. Okay? And larger problems, of course, is a full length string x and y. So we can use this algorithm to compute the minimum added distance. So basically, we initialize the matrix D. As I said, it is n by n plus 1 and m plus 1. And we initialize D0i with di0 with the value I and D0j with the value j. So I mentioned this last time, meaning that what is happening, for example, if you talk about di comma 0, means that x has characters from 1 to I and y is the null string. So what do we have to do to transform x to the null string? We have to delete all the characters in x. And for each deletion, there's a cost of 1. Since there are I characters, we have a cost of I. So this you can fill out quickly. So this is part of the initialization. ठीक है? And then we have a recurrence relationship. This is where we utilize the solutions of the previously solved problems to find a solution of the bigger problem. So I talked about this last time. So there are three computations or three sub problems that you need to check, and from those three we select the one which is the minimum. One is based on deletion, the other is based on insertion, the third is based on substitution. Okay? And to understand this better, I would move on to the slides where these computations are shown. So what is the termination? So we iterate over all I and j until we reach or we have computed d n comma m, which is x whole length from 1 to n, y whole length from 1 to m. Okay? So that would be our minimum added distance. Okay, so let's look at so you can represent all the information in the of the matrix as this matrix that is shown here. Your x string is rows, which is shown on the left y-axis, and your y string are columns, which is shown on the bottom x-axis. Okay? So let's start from. So can you see my cursor, by the way?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. So we have a number sign, which means that the null string. Okay? So actually that's where we had n plus 1. So we also have a null string. So what is the cost for transforming a null string to a null string? So that is 0. ये अब यहाँ मेरा cursor है. ठीक है? X is null, Y is null, there is a cost of 0. So what is the cost of converting the first character of X to the null string? I था और Y में null है. You have a one deletion. ठीक है? So that's why this is 1. इसी तरह ये 2 है because I और N दोनों डिलीट कर दिए, T भी डिलीट कर दिया, E भी डिलीट कर दिया and so on. Because दूसरी साइड पे null है, null करने के लिए सारा कुछ डिलीट करना पड़ेगा. So similarly, if you go to the right, अब यहाँ हमारे पास y में e है but x में null है. So इसका मतलब है कि हमने e insert किया है. तो ये भी एक cost 1 है, 2, 3, 4. ठीक है? So इस तरह आपके पास सारे insertions और deletions to the null would be simply the count of insertions or deletions. ठीक है? तो ये initialization थी. ठीक है। सो लेट्स मूव टू दिस स्ट्रिंग, ठीक है। अब इस स्ट्रिंग इस पे आते हैं। यहाँ क्या है हमारे पास, x का I है और हमारे पास y का e है। So what are the options here now? So we have to look at the three options that we have. एक तरीका ये हो सकता है कि हम इधर से हम राइट जाएं, मीनिंग के हम मेरे पास I था और फिर मैंने इंसर्ट किया E। सो ऑफ कोर्स 1 + 1 2 कॉस्ट होगी इसकी, यहाँ से इधर जाने की, राइट की, ठीक है। दूसरी ऑप्शन ये हो सकती है कि ये है, हम बेसिकली सो हमारे पास ये नल था, सॉरी हमारे पास ये है ई है इधर, ठीक है। सो ई को हमने फिर एक बेसिकली वी आर डूइंग, हमारे पास ई था तो ई में हमने एक डिलीशन, फॉर एग्जांपल 2 हमारे पास आई और ई दोनों थे, तो आई को डिलीट करके ई पे आना है सिर्फ हमने। तो दैट मीन्स दैट अगेन वी आर हैविंग अ कॉस्ट ऑफ 1, ठीक है। एक दूसरा तरीका ये है कि तो ये जो जीरो है, we are null to null and then I and E. So I and E are different strings. So we can do a substitution which is a cost of 2. So 0 से +2 किया तो एक diagonal जा सकते हैं हम, एक हम assume कर सकते हैं हमारे पास Y का E था और फिर हमने ऊपर से डिलीट किया I तो we have gotten to E। एक हमारे पास ऑप्शन ये थी कि हमारे पास नल था और हमने इंसर्ट किया E और फिर यहाँ आ गए हम, ठीक है। So all three options have a value of 2. तो minimum of course would be 2, ठीक है। तीनों में एक ही वैल्यू आ रही, एक मिनिमम आपने सेलेक्ट करना है। यूजली जब तीनों की जब सेम आ रही होती, वी सेलेक्ट द वन विद द सब्स्टिट्यूशन, ठीक है। ऑल्दो उसमें फर्क नहीं पड़ता, बट आगे जाके हम जब देखेंगे बैक ट्रेस में उसका थोड़ा सा अलाइनमेंट में उसकी इंटरप्रिटेशन बेहतर होती है, ठीक है। So in this way you continue filling the table. So let's take any other cell. So let's take this cell, ठीक है। तो इस सेल की जो y का स्ट्रिंग है, एक सेकंड, अभी मुझे किस पता चलेगा, एक सेकंड। ऑलराइट, तो ये x है इधर और इधर क्या है, ये t है। अब इसमें भी हमारे पास ऑप्शन उसी तरह की हैं, हम इधर से आ सकते हैं विच इज ऑफ कोर्स एन डिलीशन, देयर इज अ कॉस्ट ऑफ 1, ठीक है। 4 से फिर 5 हो जाएगा। इधर से आ सकते हैं विच इज सॉरी नीचे इंसर्शन विच इज ऑल्सो ए कॉस्ट ऑफ 5, और 3 + 2 कर सकते हैं विच इज ऑल्सो ए कॉस्ट ऑफ 5। तो ऑफ कोर्स इसमें भी वही मिनिमम हमारे पास 5 ही आ रहा है, और सिंस ऑल 3 आर द सेम वी प्रोबेबली सेलेक्ट द सब्स्टिट्यूशन 1। कोई और ऑप्शन देख लेते हैं जिसमें वैल्यू सेम आ रही है। ये ई है, ये कौन सा है, एक सेकंड। क्या आपको ये टेबल अभी भी नजर आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
So ये हमारे पास फॉर एग्जांपल ये टी है इसका एग्जीक्यूशन का, और इंटेंशन का क्या है ये एक्चुअली मेरा ये बताता नहीं राइट अवे। अच्छा यू है,
सर टी है लेफ्ट।
दोनों टी है,
यस सर।
ये यू है ये टी है, ठीक है। दिस इज 9, दिस इज यू, ठीक है। 9, एक सेकेंड। अब इसमें आप देखें ना कि देर इज नो सब्सटीट्यूशन, टी टू टी है, तो मिनिमम हमारे पास वही डायगोनल वाला 8 8 ही रह रहा है, ठीक है ना। बोथ करेक्टर्स आर द सेम, सो इफ वी मूव टू ए डिलीशन तो उसकी कॉस्ट बढ़ जाएगी। ये 9 + 1 10 हो जाएगा, और इधर से भी जाएंगे तो 9 + 1 10 हो जाएगा, बट आवर मिनिमम वाज द डायगोनल विच वाज नो सब्सटीट्यूशन, वी डू नॉट नीड एनी एडिड डिस्टेंस फॉर दिस, so that's why the cost for that cell remains 8, ठीक है। तो इस तरह आपने ये सारे सेल भर देना, एंड वंस यू रीच द एंड column 3 row 2, ओके एनीवे ये मेरे से नेविगेशन सही नहीं हो रही। सो इफ यू लुक एट द टॉप मोस्ट राइट मोस्ट सेल देयर, तो उसमें वैल्यू क्या आ रही है आपकी?
सर आप प्रीवियस स्लाइड पे जाएं, ये नेक्स्ट स्लाइड हो गई है।
नेक्स्ट स्लाइड होगी, अच्छा हाँ ये ठीक है। तो इसमें
जिसमें 8 है।
8 basically then is our minimum added distance between these two strings, मतलब the complete length of these two strings, ठीक है। So you will have to fill out this entire table to reach to that point, and the filling process, as I mentioned, involves checking 3 conditions, which essentially translates into looking at the cell immediately below it, looking at the cell immediately towards the left, looking at the cell diagonally below it, ठीक है। डायगोनल बिलो से ऊपर जाएंगे तो हमने +2 करना है, और बाकी 2 केसेस में +1 करना है। ऑफ कोर्स दिस इज फॉर द केस ऑफ लेवेंस्टाइन डिस्टेंस। सो वी कंटिन्यू फिलिंग दिस टेबल until we reach the top rightmost cell, and that value would then be the minimum added distance between the 2 complete strings. And of course, if you take any other cell in this matrix, उस सेल की जो वैल्यू होगी वो उसी एक्स और वाई की जो भी वहां तक स्ट्रिंग बन रहा है उन दोनों का एडिड डिस्टेंस होगा। So that is like a sub problem to the entire bigger problem, ठीक है। So is there any question here? Any questions? So do you understand the construction of this matrix? And then from this matrix, you can then find the minimum added distance. Okay, so Now the question that we mentioned earlier on is, while we are doing the minimum edit distance computation, we are also implicitly aligning those two strings. Okay? And intuitively, why is there an alignment? Because since we are trying to find the minimum edit distance, so obviously we are aligning such that wherever there is an overlap, we do not have any cost. We should not have any cost. ठीक है? Remember, substitution की cost उस वक्त ही आती है when there is a change in character. If there is no change, there is no cost. Cost is zero. And in general, this minimum edit distance would give you an alignment such that the total cost is minimum, whatever the cost we have assigned to those three operations: insertion, deletion, and substitution. So how can you extract the alignment from this computation? So that is quite easy actually. So which the name that is given to this is called backtrace. So actually इसी slide से ही समझ आ जाएगी. So remember, so we mentioned whenever you fill a cell, there are three choices. You either have moved from below, you either have moved from left, or you have moved from the diagonal. So whichever had yielded the minimum value, you put a pointer to that cell. Okay? You give a pointer to that cell. And then once you have computed the entire computation, you simply follow those pointers back to the null string. So whenever you have a diagonal, it means that there is either a substitution or the characters are the same. Whenever you have a downward movement, meaning that you have moved from this lower cell to upper cell, that means that you have done a deletion from upper cell to lower cell. So that is a deletion of a character in X. Similarly, if you have moved, the back pointer is from this cell to a left cell, then it means that you inserted something in Y. So if you just follow this idea, you will get the alignment. So the backtrace figure is actually so basically this slide basically describes whatever I just mentioned. So keep a back pointer and then trace back those back pointer to the from the last character to the first character, and that will give you the alignment. So here you can see those pointers placed on the matrix. Okay? And whenever you have all three options, जैसे मैंने कहा था कि एक सेल भरने के लिए तीनों options की एक ही value आ रही है, then you do have the option to select any of those. ठीक है? So you can say कि you have done a deletion and then you have an insertion. ठीक है? या आप सीधा कह लें कि आप substitution पे चले गए where there is a change in value. So both are valid. ठीक है? और you मतलब एक हो सकता है कि इस सेल से आपने नीचे गए तो इसका आपने डिलीशन की, फिर इधर गए इंसर्शन की, या फिर ये कह सकते हैं पहले आपने इंसर्शन की और फिर डिलीशन की, एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स डायगोनल है कि आपने सब्स्टिट्यूशन कर दी. तो दोनों ऑप्शंस, I mean all three options would be valid if the value from all three options is the same. But as I said before, for alignment purposes, we will follow the diagonal path. ठीक है? Okay, so what is the performance of this algorithm? So the performance is fairly straightforward. You can see it from the computations and the matrix that we have computed. So the computational time corresponds to filling out the entire matrix in the worst case, okay? Which is n into m. So big O n m. So that is the computational complexity. So space complexity क्या है? Space complexity भी वही है because पूरा आपने matrix की value save करनी है. Ideally इसको आप optimize कर सकते हैं कि just save those 3 values. But as you move forward वो आपको 3 values आपको move करनी पड़ेंगी. So you can be a bit more intelligent. But in the worst case, again, is n into m, the space complexity. So backtrace के लिए क्या करना है? आपने pointers सिर्फ रखने हैं. तो pointers worst case में क्या होगा कि simply आप ऊपर से पूरा नीचे आए या पूरा left जाएं या यहाँ से ऊपर जाएं और पूरा right जाएं, which is n plus m. Diagonal पूरा लेंगे तो obviously that's order n. But usually worst case हम देख रहे हैं तो worst case either you go whole to the right, pointers आपके insertion सारी की पर सारी deletions की. So that is n plus m. So the computational cost is very modest. So it's not expensive at all. And of course it's linear in both string lengths. And but if you had done this through a naive approach, as we mentioned earlier, you might go into cyclic loops that might never end. आपने A delete किया, बाद में A add कर दिया, A delete किया, A add कर दिया, A delete किया, A add किया, you might just go on forever. ठीक है? So dynamic programming basically helps you solve this problem in a structured way, in an optimal fashion, in a computationally efficient manner. ठीक है? Any questions? Okay, so now any questions? So we discussed the Levenstein added distance, in which insertion has a cost of 1, deletion has a cost of 1, and substitution has a cost of 2. But in various applications, you might want to decide different costs for each of these 3 operations. Even in NLP, of course, in computational biology, there might be other reasons for assigning different costs to different operations. So one of the reasons for assigning different cost in NLP, for example, is some errors are more likely. So that's one reason. Another reason that might be for basically might decide or help you decide how to assign cost is the impact of an error. If the impact of an error is larger and you would like to reduce that in your application, you might want to assign a higher cost to it. Okay? So in general, you can have any cost associated with each of these 3 operations, and those costs would be determined by your particular application. Okay? So for spelling errors, so you can have cost associated with substitutions or errors. So this cost matrix gives you the cost of misspelling a character which is on the y-axis with a character which is on the x-axis. Okay? So there are various costs associated with this. There are numbers given there. And how do we come up with these numbers? Of course, there could be some experiments conducted to estimate these costs, or some human judge has assigned various costs to these. So let's quickly look at some of these numbers. So for example, so what is the cost from A to E? A आपके पास ये रोज में है, टॉप होगा ऊपर, E आपके पास कोई फोर्थ फिफ्थ कॉलम होगा. तो someone tell me कि वो वैल्यू क्या है?
342 342
342. ठीक है. So this means that a true value of A has been given the value E, and the cost associated with this error is 342. So let's take some other two values. For example, A and P, for example. A आपके पास ट्रू वैल्यू थी, P आपके पास एरर वाली थी. वो कॉलम में आप देखें क्या वैल्यू आ रही है? 0 आ रही है. ठीक है ना? So why would we want to assign this a value of 0 and the other a very high value? So any reason for this?
अच्छा, ये तो रूल्स पता होने के बाद ही हमें पता चला कि रीजन क्या थी. यू डोंट इवन नो द रूल्स के किस बेस पे किया हुआ है.
So obviously, as I mentioned, this is dependent on the application. So one of the reasons, and maybe this cost table is motivated by that, is the likelihood of an error based on those characters on the keyboard. So for example, A आपके पास left पे है, P दूसरी side पे है. So there is very little chance कि इन दोनों के दरमियान कोई error होगा, because obviously these two keys are very far away on the keyboard, while A and E are adjacent on the keyboard or very close to one another on the keyboard. So another way of interpreting this, as I said, one is likeliness. The other way is there is a greater chance or there's a greater cost that you will misspell A with an E. So for example, people with dyslexia are not able to differentiate the shape of E and A. So they might confuse the two. Okay? Another way of interpreting this is कि spellings जब हम करते हैं, for example, meat लिख रहे हैं, तो MEET और MEAT दोनों, both of them are pronounced the same way. So some kid might use double E instead of MEAT for the meat that we actually eat. ठीक है ना? So all of these considerations can go into defining the cost. ठीक है? So एक consideration ये है कि likelihood of the error based on the keyboard layout. Another consideration could be issues in understanding characters, and these are usually faced by young kids as well as those people who have dyslexia or have problems with understanding characters. And third is of course spelling. आपने learning कर रहे होते हैं, students learning कर रहे होते हैं. English is notoriously bad with spellings or difficult with spellings. So you can easily substitute different characters and the sound would not change, or the sound would not be affected. Okay, so ये सारी चीजें आप assign कर सकते हैं. But the bottom line, what we are trying to highlight here is you can assign cost and the dynamic algorithm will run the same way. So there isn't any major difference. So this is the algorithm for the weighted edit distance. So of course, D00 is 0. So null to null is a cost of 0. But then so DI0 now it's not just I, it's basically now di minus 1 0 plus deletion of the character I in X. So remember, जब ऊपर से हम नीचे आते हैं, there is a deletion of character of X. So जो भी deletion की cost है, and by the way यहाँ आपने देखा होगा कि del जो है ना वो x I के साथ लिखा हुआ है. So उस specific character की जो deletion cost है वो यहाँ हम add करेंगे, and it might be different for different characters. ठीक है? So similarly d0j, it's simply d0j minus 1 plus insertion cost of yj. ठीक है? So we have inserted the character, the jth character in y. So what is the cost for that? वो आप यहाँ add कर देंगे. And then of course recursion उसी तरह ही चलेगी. Of course recursion और recursion में जो तीन formulas है उसमें जो cost है वो of course वही del, insertion and then substitution वाली आएगी. वहाँ previously हमने simply 1 1 2 कर दिया था. यहाँ it would be dependent on what has been deleted, what has been inserted, what has been substituted, and their associated cost. So process वही सारा चलेगा. Minimum आप इन तीनों में से आपने ढूंढना है, cell भरना है अपने. You continue to the top right. The top right cell में जो value होगी, that would then be the weighted minimum added distance between the two strings. So any questions here? So this is just a slide about dynamic programming. So dynamic programming obviously was kind of invented in the 1950s by Richard Bellman. And this is just a tidbit about why did he choose the term dynamic programming. So as I mentioned earlier, dynamic programming seems to be a very loaded term. Dynamic is there, programming is there, but really it is an algorithm which is relatively simple. Of course, for different problems, dynamic programming has different structures. अब हमारी प्रॉब्लम में ऑफ कोर्स 2D स्ट्रक्चर था. उस 2D स्ट्रक्चर में हमको कुछ पता चल गया कि हमारे सब प्रॉब्लम्स क्या हैं. सिर्फ 3 सब प्रॉब्लम्स को सिलेक्ट करके हम नेक्स्ट पे जा रहे हैं. फॉर डिफरेंट प्रॉब्लम्स सब स्ट्रक्चर्स डिफरेंट होंगे. सो फॉर दोज हु हैव स्टडीड एल्गोरिथम्स उन्होंने डिफरेंट और ऑप्शंस भी देखी होंगी. सो ऑब्वियसली ये हमारा फोकस नहीं है इस कोर्स में, बट जस्ट फॉर अ टिडबिट तो वी हैव मेंशन्ड दिस हियर. Okay, so with that, we have come to the end of the minimum added distance. So are there any questions before we move on to the next major topic? So for similarity, we actually had mentioned 3 things. One was min added distance. ठीक है? Actually, 2 main थे. The other was overlap coefficient, which is also called normalized longest common subsequence. And then, of course, if the string lengths are the same, of course, which is very rare in NLP, आप Hamming distance भी use कर सकते हैं. ठीक है? So these are the 3 most common ways of quickly computing the similarity between 2 strings. Of course, there are many other measures, but most popularly यही 3 use होते हैं. ठीक है? Okay, so now let's move on to, if there are no questions, we can move on to language modeling. And specifically, we'll start talking about probabilistic language modeling. Okay? And this is actually the foundation of a lot of stuff in NLP. And this language modeling has become even more important in modern days. Although language modeling per se is very old in NLP, 70s, 80s से ही चल रही है. But recently, language modeling has become a cornerstone, you can say, of NLP because it plays a huge role in the performance of various applications. Okay? So to understand language modeling, we will start with the basic probabilistic language model, which is the topic of this module. So later on, we will also briefly discuss the sequential or the neural network-based approach to language modeling. Of course, that is very easy to understand once you have understood the basic concept. So what is the idea in language modeling? So for example, I have a sentence, I live in Lahore. Okay? So the idea in language modeling is we like to model how words, I mean, of course, our linguistic unit of interest here is words. So remember all the discussion of morphology that we did before. ये सब वर्ड्स पे भी हो सकती है लैंग्वेज मॉडलिंग, करेक्टर बेस्ड पे भी हो सकती है, बट फॉर अंडरस्टैंडिंग पर्पसेस एंड विच इज मोर मीनिंगफुल वी विल डू बाय वर्ड्स. ठीक है? सो essentially in language modeling we are trying to determine the probability of a sequence of linguistic units, and the higher the probability of a sequence of linguistic units, we would say that that sequence of linguistic units is correct, semantically and syntactically correct for that language. So that's why this is called language modeling. ठीक है? So ये मैंने ऊपर sentence लिखा है, I live in Lahore. तो इसको मैं live I Lahore in कर देता हूँ मैं. वही 4 words हैं, but this sequence of words do not make much sense and do not capture the essence of the language. ठीक है? So to express this in a more, you can say, scientific way, I can say, yeah, by the way, आपका question भी था quiz में, I live in Lahore would be greater than probability of live Lahore, क्या था जो भी था, I live in Lahore, live Lahore in I, for example. ठीक है? So intuitively, this should be valid, right? Because the second sequence of words do not make any linguistic sense. It is not correct language. Okay? So language modeling and probabilistic language modeling essentially is then a way of assigning a probability to a sequence of linguistic units or words. So basically determining or estimating the probability of a sequence of words or linguistic units is basically called language modeling. Okay? ठीक है? So some basic from probability पे जाते हैं. So how can you find the probability of I live Lahore? ठीक है? How can you estimate this? ठीक है? So how can we estimate the probability of such a sequence of words? So basically you need a corpus, obviously. So a corpus in the context of NLP is a huge collection of writing, running text, okay? And from that running text, we basically count the number of occurrences. Of course, this is the approach which is in machine learning term is called maximum likelihood estimate. We count the occurrences of this exact sequence in the corpus. So in other words, हमारे पास ये जो probability का estimate क्या होगा? I can say कि count of basically I live in Lahore divided by whatever the total number of such sequences we have in our data set. Let me call that n. ठीक है? So ये आपका estimate होगा इस probability का. So what is the problem with this? Is there any problem with this? Can we compute such probabilities with high degree of reliability? Estimate such probabilities with high degree of reliability?
सर वर्ड बाय वर्ड करेंगे?
नहीं, अभी तो मैंने word by word नहीं लिखा. अभी तो मैंने as a complete sequence लिखा है. ठीक है ना? तो इसका इशू क्या है? इसका इशू
सर ये कंप्लीट हो सकता है कॉर्पस में ना हो तो प्रोबेबिलिटी 0 आएगी मेरे पास.
एग्जैक्टली. ठीक है ना? तो once you, and this is of course just 4 words. Let's say कोई बहुत बड़ा पैराग्राफ है, उसमें 100 वर्ड्स हैं और उसकी मैं प्रोबेबिलिटी निकालना चाह रहा हूँ. वो एग्जैक्ट सीक्वेंस ऑफ 100 वर्ड is very unlikely to occur in a huge corpus, even if you take the entire corpus. जिस तरह आजकल corpuses बन रहे हैं, massive corpuses बन रहे हैं, तो उनमें भी नहीं मिलेगा वो. तो obviously estimation would not be accurate or reliable. ठीक है? So of course we rely upon then probability theory. ठीक है? So एक तो ये joint, by the way, in probability theory this whole sequence is also called a full joint. So I can write this in terms of, for example, W1, W2, W3, W4. ठीक है ना? So this is the probability of these 4 words. ठीक है? So I can, using my laws of probability, I can write this or break this down into probability of, for example, W1 given W2, W3, W4 into probability of W2, W3, W4. इस तरह लिख सकता हूँ ना मैं, प्रोडक्ट रूल है, राइट? So this is simple application of product rule. जो राइट वाला probability है उसको मैं फर्दर भी कर सकता हूँ. So for example, probability of W2 break given W3, W4, इसको मैं probability of W3, W4 इस टाइम लिख सकता हूँ. और then of course जो last वाला वो further भी break हो सकता है. So I can write the whole probability now in this way: probability of W1 given W2, W3, W4, probability of W2 given W3, W4, probability of W3 given W4, probability of W4. So is this clear? इस तरह कर सकते हैं ना हम?
यस सर.
तो इसमें भी बट इशू वही वाला अभी भी आ रहा है, एस्टिमेशन वाला. फॉर एग्जांपल प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ W4 तो शायद आप निकाल लेंगे, ठीक है ना, बिकॉज दिस इज वन वर्ड इन द एंटायर कॉर्पस विदाउट एनी वर्ड प्रीसीडिंग इट एंड आफ्टर इट. बट व्हाट अबाउट फॉर एग्जांपल प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ W1 given W2, W3, W4. तो इसका एस्टिमेट आपने निकालना है, तो वो एस्टिमेट तो इसी तरह निकलेगा, काउंट ऑफ द होल सेंटेंस विच इज W1 to W4 divided by count of the right hand side which is W2, W3, W4. इसी तरह निकालते हैं ना एस्टिमेट, मैक्सिमम लाइक्लीहुड एस्टिमेट. दिस इज फॉर कंडीशनल प्रोबेबिलिटी. बट अगेन अब इसमें भी आपको पूरा वो प्रोबेबिलिटी चाहिए फॉर द एंटायर सीक्वेंस W1 to W4. ठीक है. So estimating the joint probability of a complete sentence or estimating the probability of these conditionals, both of them basically means language modeling. ठीक है. Because from the conditionals you can compute the full joint, जैसे ऊपर हमने किया. ठीक है ना. तो कोई भी आप चीज़ निकाल सकते हैं, कंडीशनल बेस पे निकाल लें या फुल जॉइंट निकाल लें. तो both of them is called language modeling because we are modeling the language. For example, जैसे probability of I live, for example, so live given I. So this is giving the probability that live would occur after I. ठीक है. And how does that compare to, for example, probability of I given live? ठीक है. So live के बाद I आ रहा है या I के बाद live आ रहा है. So this is also part of language modeling. ठीक है. So let's see time यहाँ से खत्म हो रहा है, तो ये लास्ट मैं करता हूँ तो then we'll stop. So मैंने ऊपर कहा था कि जो conditionals हैं उसमें भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा आपको conditions पूरी आपको estimate करने के लिए पूरा sequence चाहिए होता है. So यहाँ फिर हम कुछ assumptions कर लेते हैं. तो Markov assumptions आपको पता है, Markovian assumptions हैं conditional independence की. ठीक है. ठीक है. तो उसमें हम ये कह सकते हैं कि the probability of a word only depends on the previous word's probability or the previous 2 words probability or the previous 3 words probability. ठीक है. So let's say if I say probability depends on only the previous word, फिर जो ऊपर मेरा जो full joint था वो मेरा बन जाएगा अब probability of W1 ये मैंने ऊपर सही लिखा था, W1 is the first word. हाँ सही लिखा था, ऑर्डर मैंने सही लिखा है ना. So W1 word appears after, हाँ ठीक है सही लिखा था, given W2 तो W1 आएगा कि नहीं आएगा. ठीक है. W1 given W2, then probability of W2 given W3, probability of W3 given W4 and probability of W4. अब इसमें हर एक जो आपके पास जो एस्टिमेशन है वो 2 वर्ड्स की रहेगी, 2 सीक्वेंस की रहेगी. पहले काफी बड़ी थी. ऑफ कोर्स वी हैव मेड एन अजम्पशन के एक वर्ड जस्ट डिपेंड्स और इज हाईली डिपेंडेंट ऑन द प्रीवियस वर्ड ओनली. ठीक है. सो इस तरह वी कैन डिसाइड और वी कैन से अप्रॉक्सीमेट द फुल जॉइंट by making some assumptions. एक तो सिंपल प्रोबेबिलिटी थ्योरी लगाई हमने, प्रोडक्ट रूल लगा के कंडीशंस में लिखा, फिर कंडीशंस पे हमने मार्कोवियन अजम्पशन लगाई और उसको हमने ट्रंकेट कर दिया जो हमारे पास गिवन पार्ट था. ठीक है. सो here we have from this actually we get those names. So by the way अब इसमें names क्या हैं, जो ऊपर मैंने भी स्टेटमेंट लिखी है, this is called the bigram language model. So why is it a bigram language model? Because it considers only 2 words at a time, meaning that the probability of a word depends only on the previous word and not more than that. ठीक है. So इसी को further assumption हम कर लें तो हमारी जो joint है वो हम इतना भी reduce कर सकते हैं. W1 W2, W3, W3, W4. So here we have removed any conditions, all conditions. So this case is now called a unigram language model. Okay? So in other words, from a probabilistic perspective, we say that each word is independent of every other word in the corpus. It does not depend on anything else. ठीक है? ठीक है? So any questions? So I think I will probably stop here because इसके बाद फिर then there is a whole discussion of how to estimate these probabilities. So which will take one lecture or maybe 2 lectures. There are a number of ways of estimating this, and the whole challenge here is कि estimation में हमने reliable या robust estimates लेने, zeros ना आए हमारे पास. और zeros आने की वजह क्या है? वो यही वजह है कि corpus बहुत बड़ा होना चाहिए to estimate realistic natural language, because natural language, as you know, is ambiguous. A particular way of writing might not be repeated multiple times in any length of corpus, any size of corpus. Okay? So much of probabilistic language modeling is about estimation.
Excuse me, sir. I'm a little confused here.
जी.
तो यहाँ पे सर probability of W2 given 1 नहीं होना चाहिए बजाय इसके कि W1 given 2, because हम तो ऐसे देख रहे हैं ना कि what's the probability of live if the last word is I. ये हम उल्टा कर रहे हैं.
हाँ, ये भी मैं पूछ रहा था, शायद उल्टा कर रहे हैं. Although if you talk about random variables, तो उसमें दोनों तरीके से हो सकता है. आपको पता ही है ये. For example,
जी
probability of A B है,
वो हम उसको वैसे भी लिख सकते
probability
हैं.
of B given A भी लिख सकते हैं, probability of A, और इसको आप probability of A given B भी लिख सकते हैं, probability of B, right?
जी, तो यहाँ पे मैं यही पूछा था कि
हाँ,
कि हमने यहाँ पे उल्टा लिख दिया है या असल में ऐसे ही होता है.
वो एक्चुअली दोनों तरीकों से लिख सकते हैं, बट जो और आगे जाके हम जैसे न्यूरल नेटवर्क में देखेंगे तो दोनों तरीकों से ही हम करेंगे, बाई डायरेक्शनल करेंगे. बट जो स्टैंडर्ड उसमें है वो यही है कि जो वर्ड बाद में आ रहा है वो करना है. तो फिर मेरे ख्याल से सही कह रहे हैं, मैंने ऊपर फिर उस सेंस में उल्टा लिखा है. पहले भी मैंने पूछा था आपसे. तो वो W2 गिवन W1 होगा. सो आई लिव, इसका मतलब आई पहले आया उसके बाद लिव आया, राइट? तो ये फिर इस तरह है. तो W3 given W2 and then W4 given W3. एक सेकंड, फिर गड़बड़ होगी. अच्छा, W1 आएगा एक, ठीक है.
नहीं सही है, लास्ट में बस वो W1 आएगा.
W1 आएगा, ठीक है. हाँ, ठीक है. तो ये एक्चुअली जो ट्रेडिशनल लैंग्वेज मॉडलिंग यही है. ऊपर वाला मैंने उल्टा लिख दिया, सीक्वेंस उल्टा कर दिया, बट प्रोबेबिलिस्टिकली वो भी ठीक है. Probabilistically वो भी ठीक है, but since we are talking about language being written such that any given word depends on the previous word, तो वो फिर ये वाला ऑर्डर ठीक है. Probabilistically वो भी ठीक है, और आगे जाके हम देखेंगे न्यूरल नेटवर्क में हम दोनों ही डायरेक्शन लेते हैं, और उसकी एक वजह भी है, because information comes from future words as well as previous words.
Right.
ठीक है. So that is, I think, a valid point. Anything else? अच्छा, चलें फिर. I think there is no question. Okay. I think we decided last time कि अब for the next couple of weeks at least we'll have quizzes on Monday. So Monday को इंशाल्लाह फिर आपका quiz होगा. The following Monday भी होगा. So we need to ramp up the quiz numbers. तो क्विज में जैसे कहा, मैंने पहले भी बताया था, my quizzes are usually based on what we have covered in the previous or since the previous quiz. So previous quiz जो था usually does not include that particular lecture. तो उस lecture से लेके ये वाला lecture तक would be included in the next quiz. ठीक है. So any other question? अच्छा, ठीक है. So I think if there are no questions, we can then end this session.